oval are three officials. Mark Lindsay will put it in the air. And away we go in game 3. Miami controlling the opening tip. Tatum passes up a three. Now he drives it, kicks it. Brown passed it up. Porzingis will oblige. And Porzingis knocks in a three-pointer and a good sighter.
As many buckets as he had the other night.
He was just 1 of 9. And Adebayo score that and one. Bam, Adebayo. 10 rebounds. His 30th playoff double-double. Very familiar with one another and heartbreak on either side. Looking up top for Porzingis. So Holiday set a beautiful lob to give Boston the lead.
He was not only great as a playmaker, and he was fantastic. It's the best all-around game that I've ever seen. Threes and making Miami play the one-on-one game.
Jaylen Brown gets in the paint. He goes right at Tyler. Miami can continue on here. He could be a factor later. But it's not just Butler. You get a follow jam by Jaylen Brown.
Giving them extra looks.
A third chance here. Highsmith gives it up. Jovic not afraid. Jovic hits a three in the court. Jovic and Adebayo with the 2 makes thus far. Adebayo had an and one. And here is Brown, and Brown knocks down Hero. Again with Adebayo. No, the follow by Adebayo. So Bam with his second. Backing down, Duncan Robinson. Highsmith there to help. Little turnaround jumper is good. Jason Tatum. Miami has had 2 excellent fourth quarters in this series as Highsmith taking on Horford. Strong bucket from Haywood.
He had one, which helped him close out the game. But being able to take care of the ball against this great Boston defense is a necessity for them.
Horford pushes one in.
Exactly right. And Boston shoots and makes so many threes as we see Tatum line one up right on cue and not having great success here early.
Horford gets it deep, kicks it out, and now Hauser. Three-pointer is true from Sam Hauser. Years ago, 11-point first quarter against Boston 2 years ago. And they got a donut on the board in quarter number 2 as Jason Tatum rips a three for the...
In the last 2 playoff series coming into today, Tatum was 14 for 61 against the Heat from 3 for 23%.
Out in front, everything's going well for the Celtics. This feels a lot like game 1 right here. As Adebayo, a little turnaround is good. He was deadly in that area.
Playing their game.
7 to shoot. Tatum gets Highsmith in the air, draws the contact on a three-pointer. Noble called that foul in his 11th playoff game here today. Tatum hits the first. Let's go back to one scenario. Coach, you saw Eric Spoelstra get that quick timeout to start this second.
Switching pick and rolls with Kevin Love, so when he comes in the game, like he did in game 2, they go to the zone, but they haven't had the success.
Miami was the 8th seed last year, knocked off Milwaukee in round 1, the top seed. Took it all the way to the finals as Peyton Pritchard knifes his way in, lays it up and in.
Of their last 12 games here in Miami, including 5 out of 7 in the last 2 playoff series.
Three-pointer is good. Okay, back comes Hauser for an answer. Doesn't get the bounce. That's Pritchard in fighting for the rebound. And the shortest man on the floor comes away with a board and the follow.
Look at him. He is an excellent offensive rebounder. Part of the reason is no one ever blocks him out.
Played his way off of playoff rotations a year ago. It's a different story this year. Pritchard having a career season. And Jason Tatum is cooking now. Both free throws good for Jaquez. 39-23. Celtics lead it by 16 here with 7:12 left. And Hauser on a great feed from Tatum. Made basket. He's 1 of 6. 0 for 3 from three-point range. Finally has his first three-point. White fires a three. Oh, he missed it badly. Porzingis is right there to clean it up, though.
More physical in the playoffs.
Porzingis with 12 first-half points. Here's Jovic. He drives. Oh, what a finish. Nikola Jovic.
Really, really good. We see what he did the other night. 11 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Also had 3.
Praise.
That certainly is. I know how good that guy was.
Here's Derek White set up by Holiday, and White drills a three. 14 assists, set up three-pointers for Miami. Brown going to work inside, and he lays it in.
Right to the rim.
Brown signed that massive contract. Responded with a great year. There's Hero for three. That's his second made three-point.
He sets a solid screen. He can get Hero some room.
White answers with a three. And they meet again. Great pass from Porzingis, and White able to lay it in.
Gets it to Porzingis and gets out. Another Heat turnover.
And White there to clean it up on the Tatum miss. Brad Stevens, after 8 years in the hot seat of the coaching circle, as Jaime Jaquez, after a disappointment last year in the conference finals, got the best team going. Starting five on the floor, very familiar and dominant starting five throughout the course of the regular season. Porzingis, he got loose early with 3 threes, and now he hits another one.
It's part to Drew Holiday, creating the extra opportunity.
Jaquez gets inside. Jaquez able to lay it in. Great chance to be on the all-rookie team as Brown goes right back to work. He's corner. Jaquez drives on White, big body, and he scores. So Jaquez, a couple of buckets in this third quarter.
Contested shots in game 2.
Great pass from Porzingis.
That free throw line isolation.
That was one area Joe Mazzulla talked to us about, is Adebayo.
By Bam Adebayo.
Jovic will fire a three, and he hits it. Jovic starting to Miami. Jaylen Brown rises up, gets the bounce.
Side and allow them to kick it out for threes. We're up 24 points. The Heat's best offense and their best way back into the game is like this, to create threes.
26-point lead over Dallas in their game one, and my, how those two series have turned around as Adebayo runs the floor, dunks it down, and Joe Mazzulla wants to push it. Derek White cut off by Jaquez, and there's Brown.
Stealing the tip.
Jaquez quick jumped him, and
he's
won that tip. Tyler Hero drives it, and the little runner is good in the left. And up 19 here is Derek White. A lot of dribbling this possession, taking on Martin, and he goes all the way into
40% three-point shooter and a guy who can make plays off the dribble.
Adebayo set up by Hero. Hero with some fancy dribbling right then too. Derek White rises up over Jovic, stopped on a dime and buried the jumper.
And now with Thomas Bryant, they're not going to be able to switch either. So.
And they go right at it. They go top 5 back-to-back years. It had never been done in NBA history until this year with the Celtics. Al Horford from 3, buried the 6. Hero gives it up. Jovic's got to pull one up here. Tatum's on him. Jovic goes to the basket and lays it in. Time lead was 24, and that's where we are currently as Drew Holiday finally
attempts and lowest scoring since his rookie year to take on an entirely different role with this team.
Jovic sets
rebounding.
Reverse jinx. Here's Tatum on the drive. He's fouled. And free throws for Jason.
Wait to get on that plane and tip this ball up. We're embracing this moment, and embracing right now is like a ball.
But interestingly, over the last 3 years, the Heat have won 58% of their games with outstanding.
I don't like when you start dropping facts on my numbers there, Coach. Numbers are numbers. Joe Mazzulla was pretty adamant today as Patty Mills hits a 3 and is fouled by Pritchard. I'll revert back to the norm. Joe Mazzulla, we asked him about ways Miami game 2 set us up here for game. Miami still is just 68 points on the board. We're almost halfway through the fourth quarter. Jason Tatum, contested shot. The jumper is pure.
One of the areas where Boston's overall size really comes into play is Tatum able to just rise up over the top.
For Celtics fans at this point, I think
it's championship or bust. They got to the finals 2 years ago. And look, I don't say that in a bad way.
Highsmith comes out of the pack. And Caleb Martin for 3.
Biggest names they could possibly get and put them on their roster and just disregard fit.
Jaquez hits one over Jason Tatum.
Brought him into the NBA as an assistant, and and then knew how good he was. So when Ime Udoka had to step down, he had his coach. Said it to us before the game today for both coaches and players. One of the things you have, that those two stars could give Denver trouble. Denver's up 3-0. So what we found out is the three teams who led the West all year, who were clearly the best teams in the West, East by 14 games. That's amazing. And then we're 7 games ahead of Oklahoma City and Denver in the West.